Opinions expressed in this program are those of the program's host and guests, and not necessarily those of WSTU management, staff, or sponsors. WSTU does not endorse any products mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without written consent of WSTU. It's now time for Leadership in Business, brought to you by Jon Campion of European Kitchen and Bath. Call in with questions and comments. 220-9788. 220-WSTU. And now, here's your host.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am delighted to fill in for Jon Campion. He owns European Bath and Kitchen, and he also is the host, as you know, of Leadership in Business. Well, I'm filling in for Jon. He had reached out to me through Frank, our head guy over here at the mixing board, and I was contacted this morning through several people that they needed a host, and I always delighted in doing it here, so I'm here. And we also have another special guest, don't we, Frank?
We do indeed. Yes, we do. And our special guest today is Inez Van Ravensway, who's a committee member for Stuart MainStreet, and she's here to talk about the big USO 80th anniversary dance here.
I think we should get right to it and introduce her.
Yes,
welcome
indeed.
aboard to our Leadership in Business show.
Hi, thank you very much. It's an honor to be here.
Well, you're definitely a leader in our community, and so it's a perfect opportunity to visit with you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've been around a while, haven't I, Frank?
We've
all known each other.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
It's still the same town, and still many of the familiar same faces, and we all still believe in Stuart and Martin County. So all three of us are here together talking.
That's a great thing about this town, isn't it? We can not see each other for several years, and then one thing brings us back together, and it's like a reunion, and we remember why we volunteer and do all the good things we do.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly right. So 80 years ago, in 1943, they broke ground, and the Army Corps of Engineers created a really neat building right along the river, right here in downtown Stuart.
Oh, wow.
And it was the USO building.
Which
And-
is United States Organization.
yes,
Is the acronym for.
right.
Is it?
And so the whole idea was so that the military officers that were stationed nearby would have a place to do a little R&R and maybe meet and dance with some of the lovely ladies that lived in the community at the time and listen to some great music. And
It's still standing today.
and it's still here today.
I was there this morning. So were you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And it's really the building has great bones, as they say.
So tell us about
Right.
this event
Yes.
that's coming up, and what it's about, and how people can be involved, and where they can get tickets from.
Well, 80 years ago, as Frank said, they broke ground and they built this community center for the servicemen that were in Hope Sound, essentially, at Camp Murphy. There was a radar station at the time, state of the art. Many people don't think Florida was really involved in the World War II effort, but it was deeply, deeply involved, and our community was very much so. And the Flagler Center, as it is known today, is celebrating its dynamic and beautiful and rich history with a USO dance this Friday, May 19th in the evening. And that's our way of saying thank you for the service that all of our veterans and our servicemen and everybody in the community has done for our country, and preservation in our community, which is a pillar of Stuart MainStreet.
Right.
And this USO dance is going to be the real deal, just like it was.
So it will be a blast back in time. I mean, I'm assuming we're going to have period music,
Yes.
decorations, and it's going to feel like, I guess it would be, I
18.
think of swinging, almost the
Yep.
big band type music.
Big
Is that
band,
correct?
Exactly.
Swing
There is a
music.
big band, a
Wow.
16-piece band's
Wow.
going to be there.
Yep,
Classic,
yep.
the Dreamers.
The Dreamers.
A lot of people love the Dreamers, and
Right.
they know how to do a swing party for sure.
And,
And we'll have lots of World War II era memorabilia there.
Oh,
as
how
well. We'll
exciting.
have
Real memorabilia. This
two armored cars
Ooh.
and lots of uniforms and phonographs from the area and posters from the era and reenactors. We have a group of kids in the 16th Armored Division reenactment group. They're all coming in uniform of the era, so that's a lot of fun. Something else that's a lot of fun is that the menu for the evening is 40s inspired as well.
That should be interesting. Do you want to give us a little maybe
Spam in a can?
insight? Yeah, what the
There's a little spam in the
can.
can. Absolutely. You
Yeah.
might be used to a regular slider, but we've got spam sliders on Friday night. Yeah,
Nice.
it'll be fun.
And I was going to say, this isn't just for people to reminisce. All age groups are welcome, and it'll be quite an experience, even if you don't know a thing about the history of this building or much about World War II or much about the food or much about the music. Now's a good time to learn, and you'll have fun, as well as it'll be benefiting Stuart MainStreet, correct?
Exactly. It benefits Stuart MainStreet. It's a building that we all know, or many of us know downtown, but we may not know the history. As we go to the Green Market or Rock and River Walk, we drive by it, park by it. You know, it's really at the heart of downtown Stuart. So this is really a way for the organization Stuart MainStreet to elevate its profile, if you will. And the funds from the event will go to the ongoing preservation of the building as well. 80-year-old buildings in Florida need help. And this is one way for the organization to sort of help sustain and keep that building beautiful.
It is a lovely building. I meet there every Wednesday in a group called the Martin County Business Exchange, which is a business networking organization. Frank, you know it well. I've been in, I think, 5 years, and we meet there every Wednesday morning. It's just lovely watching the sunrise through those windows and doors.
It is.
On the water is just a sight to be seen.
It's a gem.
Yeah, it sure is.
It's a real gem. But we'll have dancing. We'll have swing dancers there. So if anybody wants to do the swing thing, that's there. And who can't tap their toes and dance to a big band, right? The sound's just going to fill the room and have so much fun. We'll have a silent auction as well. Tonight, we've got a group of volunteers making those silent auction items beautiful and getting those ready for Friday night. And then we have something that I've never been a part of before, and I can't wait, is Glitz in a Glass.
Well,
it's a diamond raffle.
Oh, really?
Right.
Whoa. Yeah, that's interesting.
That's
So
pretty glitzy.
purchase a glass of champagne.
Right.
And it's unlimited.
Right.
And inside one glass of champagne, there will be a diamond. And at the end of the evening, there's a trick with the jeweler that happens and how they figure out which diamond is real. So there'll be a number of glasses.
Right.
And some might have cubic zirconia in it.
Yeah.
But one lucky one will have a diamond in there.
Is there a limit on how many glasses you can drink?
No, unlimited.
Well, you have to pay for the glass. It's a fundraiser. $75 for a glass of wine.
Bring a designated driver.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But you might win a diamond worth almost $6,000 by the end of the evening.
That's huge.
It is.
Very interesting. That sounds fun.
The diamond was donated by estatebuyers.com. Very generous donation. And it adds a little glitz and glamour to the party.
I think so.
It does.
Wow.
Frank, I saw you there this morning doing some preparations for the party. Actually.
I was, yes. Yeah, we're getting the front room referred to as the Flagler room.
I see.
And so that has a lot of Christmas twinkle lights, I guess, little lights on there and festoon with the whole festival type of feel in that room, right?
It's my favorite room. Yeah. It's cozy. Yes. It's beautiful.
Yeah, there's a fireplace there.
I love the little entrance. It's like a little half circle when you come up the stairways. It's just neat looking.
Yeah.
It's a nice place.
It is. The restoration that Stuart MainStreet did over the years has been invaluable. And
is that who has been spearheaded the restoration over the years? Okay.
I believe so. Frank, you know a lot about Stuart MainStreet too.
Yeah. Well, Stuart MainStreet really got involved 2019 officially. And that's when I was the interim director.
Right.
And so I had a chance to take the helm. And this was a passion project of mine initially, but I thank Candace for bringing it to fruition.
Yeah.
And
you and I have talked about that kind of event for many years.
Yeah.
Here's a question for both of you, and both of you are involved in Main Street, and I am sure that many of our listeners would like to know, what is Main Street? How does it help Stuart? And how do you get involved?
Oh, there you go. Perfect question.
That is a great question. And Stuart MainStreet is part of a larger sort of movement, if you will, of Main Street organizations across Florida. I believe maybe even across the country.
Correct.
Right?
Main Street of America. And then there's Main Street, Florida. And then, of course, each individual community that wants to participate in a Main Street program,
I see.
they get their certification through Main Street, Florida, and with that all goes up the chain of command up to America's Main Street, and so it's all about revitalization of communities that once saw better days, and then these things changed over the years, and communities decide they want to revitalize and make those downtowns dynamic again.
So it's the balance of making it dynamic and lively and vibrant at the same time, restoring and preserving some of the
Right.
history and the historic
Right.
sites and buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think preservation's a big piece
a big piece. yes.
because when you look at the Lyric Theater,
That was
almost 30 years ago was almost boarded up, and
Right.
it was very, in a rough shape. And by
Mhm.
revitalizing our historic buildings, the Lyric Theater and now Flagler Center and some of the other projects in the community, it brings what I call is they're there, and you can't see my
air quotes.
air
Yeah.
quotes
Yes.
Yeah.
on the radio, but that helps a community draw people in.
Right.
And it's
The Lyric Theater certainly's done that. And that's weren't you involved with the
I
Lyric
was
Theater
involved
over
a
many
long
years?
time ago.
Yes, I
That
thought
was
so.
my first job here in
Yeah,
Martin
I know it
County,
was.
actually,
Yes,
when I
yes.
moved down from Canada. So I think preservation is key. Joan Jefferson was
Mhm.
a pioneer
Yeah.
of this in our community, and with restoring and reviving the arcade on
Mhm.
Osceola Street.
Mhm.
And all of those little things end up being one big success story for a community.
Mhm. Mhm. Absolutely. Yeah. And then
Well, it's good to hear because you were connected with the Lyric Theater, and it is a overwhelming success, and you were part of that, and now you are part of Main Street, and you're here telling the tale of a party that's taking place 2 days from now. And I know from your track record, it will be successful, and it will be one heck of a time.
It'll be so much fun. I
I
can't
bet.
wait. I
Yeah.
just can't wait. And people are going to come in costume. They're going to be
Right.
wearing,
Hmm.
some people will be wearing their dad's uniforms or maybe
Yeah.
their grandfather's uniforms. I know it. I shopped Amazon for hours looking for the right pair of shoes and
right.
what kind of hairdo I'm going to have. And I know many other people are going to be sort of looking forward to this occasion to step out of their normal selves and,
Right.
and step into the 40s.
So
Yeah.
somebody wants to jump on this, and we've whet their appetite, and they want to arrive to go to this party. How do they get tickets, or who do they call, or what? It's only 2 days away.
Well, Stuart MainStreet's done a great job setting up their website. If you go, anybody can go to stuartmainstreet.org /USO. It's as easy as that.
Enough, right?
Yep, stuartmainstreet.org /USO. And there's some general information about the event, how to purchase tickets. And we even have the silent auction online, and you don't even have to attend the event to participate in our silent auction. So maybe you already have plans for this weekend. Check out our
You
website.
can still participate
You
in the
can
auction.
still participate in the auction and get some great prizes that have been donated by many of our downtown merchants and business partners. It's really exciting.
Right.
This is a big event.
It really is. And I hope the first of many.
Oh, I was just going to ask you: could this segue
It
into
could
others?
be. I think it has the earmarks of being a recurring themed
Ooh,
event.
I like that.
I agree.
Yes.
Doesn't that
Yeah.
sound fun?
Yeah. So
And a great way
absolutely.
to bring like-minded people together as well.
Yeah, it's definitely a community-minded program for a building that was all about being available for the community. And it's always been a community center.
Yep.
After the federal government turned it over to the city of Stuart, it's always was a kind of a civic center.
Yeah.
And so it's just continuing that theme.
Exactly. Many are proms and graduations
Right.
and card games and Zumba classes, weddings now. It's a
Yes.
very popular wedding venue.
Yes.
It's a great
Yeah, and it's
place to be.
super clean, painted fresh.
Yeah,
believe-
he's pointing at
Frankly,
me.
I think someone sitting here was heavily involved in the paintbrush.
Yes, yes, yes.
And people always ask about parking. We'll have free valet parking that evening.
Nice.
So it could not be easier. We've removed all the barriers for
Right.
people to come and enjoy us.
And if you come in a half track, you
Yeah.
know, or
You
it's just parking
just
is
park
easy.
where you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's
You know, that's one of the auction items
Yeah.
is a ride for a family for four in the Armored Scout Cart in the Memorial Day Parade.
Nice.
So something for everyone.
I've gotten to do that.
Yeah.
I remember a long time ago.
Wow.
and it's fun.
That's great.
It is fun.
Of course it is. Yes.
All right. Well, good. So stuartmainstreet.org/USO will get you right to the website. And if people just want to call, would they just call the main number at Stuart Main Street?
That's a great question. And I wish I knew it off the top of my head.
Give out that phone number. It's 286-2848.
Thank you, Frank.
772-286-2848.
You're quite the traveling phone book, aren't you?
That's amazing because I can't remember a phone number for the life of me.
I remember my dad's paint store in downtown Detroit.
Did it have letters first and then
1952 is when.
A lot of times the old
Yes,
phone
it
numbers
was.
had like
It was
letters first.
Yes, it was VA Valley 22243 was his phone number, and
Isn't that funny with cell phones and
Yeah.
smartphones?
We
Oh,
don't.
You
The,
don't
the
have to
number isn't
remember.
because the phone remembers, and you're able to
Right.
remember the face or the person, and then that's in
Right.
there. You never have to know the number.
exactly right.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but there you go.
So different.
Yes, so we'll all be there. So Inez and I and Todd will look forward to visiting with you. So give us a call or come on by, go to the website and see us at the Flagler Center. And you can't miss it. There'll be a big armored vehicles parked out front.
Yeah.
You know, it looks like it's straight out of the mid 40s.
Right?
That's the goal, to make
With
it look like a
mid-40s, yep.
real USO dance that
Yep.
the servicemen from Camp Murphy would have come up to Stuart to
Right.
for
Right.
some
And
R&R.
there's old footage of USO functions back then, and they were quite the function. They had all kinds of name stars.
Well,
Sammy Davis Jr.
Von
lot-
Monroe was here. Was a local guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, Francis Langford, our
Right.
Yeah.
patron
Right.
saint almost of Stuart and Jensen
Yes,
Beach.
Yes,
So there is a rich history here.
there is indeed. In
She
fact,
was an actress of the Evinrude fortune, which is now no longer, but
Right.
Evinrude
yes.
went out
Yeah.
of business a few years
Yeah.
COVID. But
So Debbie Harsh, my Friday co-host for many years, she is a hairdresser and she used to be Francis Langford's
Oh,
hairdresser.
wow.
So if you are interested in 40s hairstyles, give Debbie a call at the Beachcomber and she'll hook you up with
Wow.
yeah,
with the
she'll
proper.
know how to do it.
She knows how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
No,
It's
it's
not
not
easy.
easy, and Debbie knows. So
I think you either have to have 4 hands or a
Yeah.
hairdresser.
Probably, yeah.
You have to be a mutant or a hairdresser to get it right.
That's right.
Probably so. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, very good. Inez, thank you very much.
Thank you, Frank.
And we're going to step out right now for a regulation timeout, and we'll be right back. So stick with us.
How great. Thank you so much.
Couldn't have been any better. Yeah. There was there was no empty pauses. Everything was smooth and linear. It was wonderful.
Well, see you soon, I'm sure.
Yes.
I'm going
I'll
over
be there
there.
tomorrow. I'll be there again Friday.
He's there all the time.
Head over there and go home, change, say hi, and then pop over and
Thank
get
Candace
some help
for
again.
bringing you in. So.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Will we see you?
Maybe.
Good.
Maybe.
Be nice.
Maybe.
Be very nice. For old time's sake, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Thanks again.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Good evening.
Yep. Super nice lady.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know she was Canadian. I
I
didn't know.
didn't either.
From how I thought it was. So I thought it was Spanish, but when I thought the name of it. Huh. She's not married to him anymore, is she?
Yeah, she is.
Oh, she is.
She just doesn't use his name. Some professional people do that.
Oh, I know. It has nothing to do with.
Right.
It's just the way it is.
She's still with Colonel Roberts.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh. Hmm.
Yeah, he hooked me up. Yeah, I had a big problem with the side of the building of the restaurant. There was actually two buildings that were. There was the original building, and then they cobbled on another building.
Which building is this now?
The restaurant.
Oh, or yours right here. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And the buildings were pulling apart, separating. It was stuccoed, and the stucco.
We get it one of those come-alongs.
Well,
He fixed it.
He fixed it. He mended the building.
No kidding.
Steel plate and helped and cinched.
Oh, that's interesting.
Stuccoed over it.
Huh.
You've
known him that long.
Oh yeah. He really hooked me up. He did a great job.
Huh. Oh. Does he still do the? He still has the construction company. Do he? I don't know. I know.
Yeah, it was. He gave me a dirt cheap price. It was great.
You used to be able to get pockets of deals.
Seems the jam and jumping is a powerful jive. Kangaroo has given me a new. Mister, what you call 'em, what you doing tonight? Hope you're in the mood because the
That's some good music there.
Oh, a little
there
bit.
seems to be harmony. Where
Yeah, the Andrews sisters.
the voices kind of zing together and create this greater sound of.
Isn't that amazing?
A greater sound is created by the individual. The individuals
combining
it.
Yes.
It's I don't know how to describe it. I don't understand music much myself, but I enjoy listening to it.
There you go. That's all you need to know.
I know about cars,
Yeah.
which is what my world is about.
Yes, indeed.
If I didn't introduce myself in the beginning, I'm filling in for Jon Campion of European Bath and Kitchen. I own Crown Car Care. We are automobile repair shops that do maintenance, fleets, air conditioning. And by the way, it's getting hot out there.
It is.
And I'm going to tell you, we can help you if your air conditioning isn't quite blowing as cold as it should in your vehicle or isn't blowing any air at all. We can help you out. We can diagnose it with the proper equipment, with the proper people, and put together a package or estimate and make it all better and make it cold. Because
Nice.
I'm going to say it was hot today.
Oh, it was toast. It's going to be 90 again tomorrow. Yeah.
Again, I think we're in a rain shortage, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, it
hasn't
feels that
rained
way.
in weeks.
Yeah.
It appears to me. We had that big surge of rain where it was raining every day and some flooding everywhere, and now it's nothing.
I know.
But hot.
But that's just to get us ready for the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many people, when they come into my repair shops, they don't know what to say or ask. And many times they'll go, how much does it cost? And many times with customers, that's all they know.
Right.
That's just, they're trying to start a conversation. And we all know that. Right. So if you come in and say, how much does it cost? Don't be surprised if we put our hand out to shake you, shake your hand. And then we want to ask you some questions and maybe talk to you a little bit about how we can help you. But from the customer or person coming into my business, that's usually the opening line I run into, and it's they don't know what else to ask.
Yeah,
because if they could fix it themselves, they wouldn't be seeing us. We're experts in our field, and we're very good at air conditioning. But I'll take a few minutes here and tell you about air conditioning. There are processes involved in diagnosing and repairing air conditioning that many people have heard the word. Have you ever heard the word, Frank, evacuate and recharge?
Yes.
Okay. That's a process that is a step in the process of bringing your air conditioning up to full operating conditions.
So evacuate means to take all the Freon, the gas that's in there, out of the system.
Take it out of the system. Right. And if there is none in there, you're not really doing anything on the evacuation side, because if there was a hole, there wouldn't be any in there, or there still could be some in there if it was a slow leak.
Right.
So you want to, and then one of the reasons we evacuate is we want to weigh what's left in there.
Yeah.
That gives you an indication of how fast the leak is.
Yes.
Say, for example, just for round numbers, 4 pounds. Freon or gas or the refrigerant, so to speak, that's in a vehicle is used as a weight measurement, not volume, weight.
Okay.
So it's a weight volume. or weight measurement. So let's say 4 pounds, and then you do an evacuate, and there's 2 pounds that you extract.
Right. Then you know
that you lost 2 pounds. That's a
Right.
fair amount. That's half your refrigerant.
Right.
And we have machines that do that, computerized. They're on wheels, and they hook up to ports that are in the air conditioning system and take out and weigh it and vacuum leak check it. Many people don't have good cutting edge, machines like we do. Both of
Right.
my stores, the one on Cove Road and then the one off Martin Highway and 42nd Street in Palm City, we've got the best of the best with equipment, especially with air conditioning. And you need that. One of the issues that many times happens with air conditioning is people don't put the right amount back in.
Yeah.
It's important. You have
Yeah.
to put the right amount in. If you overcharge or even undercharge, you can damage
The
a
compressor.
compressor,
Yeah.
a piece that may have been the one that was, what you replaced. And you have to have the right amount of oil. There's a lubrication that's in that system as well. There's different weights of the type of oil to use. There's different types if you have a hybrid, if you don't have a hybrid. There's a whole list.
Yes, I was going to
And
say.
available
Yeah.
weight, and that's, again, sold in weights. The oil is critical. So correct decision-making has to be made not only on the diagnosis of what the problem is,
Right.
or even if you're just doing maintenance.
Yeah.
Many of my customers will come in every season and do an evacuate and recharge.
Nice.
See if you have a leak and put it up to full snuff and give yourself some new Freon in there. It makes a difference. And that, why I keep bringing up evacuate and recharge, is that in and of itself isn't a repair. It is a process, but you could use it as a maintenance item
Sure.
to make sure that your system is up to full charge. And that is a specific labor operation that is, applied to a customer's invoice or billing that involves a certain step-by-step process of doing exactly that, evacuating it, checking it for leaks, and then replacing it with new Freon that goes back in the system, or filtered Freon. It goes through a recycling process.
Right. To make sure you're not in the putting any
contaminants
into the system,
or anything that's hydrocarbon based can be a disaster. It's a fire hazard.
Well, yeah.
And so when we do a vehicle that's air conditioning related, you would have, at my business, you would have a cost associated with diagnosing the vehicle, right? Figuring out what the heck's wrong with it.
Right.
It could be anything from 10 minutes to 2 hours, or sometimes with me, several days. Actually, I've been involved in many long-winded, difficult to diagnose vehicles, but that's what makes us better at Crown Car Care, that we have the tenacity to go through and spend the time and do it right and diagnose it. And it could be just real easy, 10 minutes. And then you have the process of fixing the air conditioning, right? You have diagnosis, you have the repair, okay? And then you have to do what? The quote unquote evacuate and recharge, which is the second half of that statement, recharge.
Yes.
So it's diagnose, do the repair, and then I'm going to label it all as one, evacuate and recharge. You'll put it back up to operating stuff. It's like buying new tires and then filling them up with air.
Yeah.
Filling them up with air is like the recharge portion of the statement.
Yeah.
Right. Evacuate, it's like, pulling the nail out and letting all the air come out.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what it is in a nutshell. And this is referring to R134, which is just a numerical numbering system that the industry has decided to call this particular chemical makeup of this gas that is now becoming obsolete, not used anymore in new cars. It's changed.
Used to be called fluorohydrocarbons.
Okay,
right?
now it's YF1234.
Wow.
Okay, and this is going to lead into the second part of my conversation. It takes a special machine above and beyond the machine I'm talking about. Okay, if you have a 3-year-old car, a 2-year-old car, more than likely it's going to have the 134 gas that we're all familiar with for the last 25 years. Before then, it was R12, which was then banned and outlawed due to pollution, for no better word.
Right.
Now it's being phased out to 134, which is still what's 95% of what's out there in most cars. There's a new gas called YF, which is 4 times the cost of the gas.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
To give you an example, the price of when I buy it
Yeah.
in big cans and then put it into the machine, and then the machine puts it into the car. I'll repeat that. We buy it in big cans.
Right.
The cans then, the big tank goes into the machine.
Right.
Then the machine does the recharge portion that we just talked about and puts that gas into your car.
Right.
Okay. A bottle of that stuff is, I don't know, $240.
Wow.
Okay. The YF is about $2,000.
Good night.
It's a big difference.
Yeah. 10 times.
But now think about this.
Oof.
Where does that come into play? Not only with the initial repair you do for somebody, but it also has to come on the back of your mind if something were to happen and there was another leak to develop.
Mm-hmm.
Or a part would fail in a job that you did. You could lose that gas that you just spent a lot of money on. Yeah. So there's risk.
Yeah.
So
I'll say.
what is that? If you're handling a small tactical nuclear weapon, you better handle it with care, correct? Because the outcome could be disastrous.
Yes.
Well, the same with this new gas.
Yeah.
Because it's so expensive.
Right.
You handle it with care, which means going the extra mile on the diagnosis side because you can't lose it.
Right.
You know, a boo-boo on a 134 system is just, oh, well, I mean, it's not good, but you can at least recover from it and you can get the vehicle back into shape with minimal financial burden
for either
for
party.
the either party.
Correct.
Now it's a disaster for both parties.
Yikes.
And the machine.
Yeah.
Okay. The machine that is a special machine that goes through extended vacuum intervals, extended recovery. It has a gas sniffer in there to check for contaminations. It's all digitally analyzed. I just bought another one. $17,000 is what the machine cost.
Wow.
$17,000. Prior to the YF, they were probably $3,000. So there's been a price jump with this new gas.
I guess so.
And the volume in the new cars is about a third of what the gas that I was just talking about initially with the evacuate and recharge. Okay. Oh, by the way, an evacuate and recharge takes a little over an hour to do it right. Anyone that does it in less time isn't doing it right. Is it important to do it right? Yes. What's critical is you have to get all the contaminants out of the system through vacuum, and it has to go an extended period of time to extract all the bad stuff that can migrate into the system, especially if it is a failure, whether it be a compressor coming apart or the gas leaking out. You could have airborne contaminants get in there, water, oil, grease. That all has to come out because it will affect the longevity of the repair that you did, as well as the effectiveness and the thermal efficiency of the heat exchanging taking place inside your dashboard to make what you feel is cold air blowing out. So all that stuff is critical. The little things matter in our business.
Yeah.
The little things. And no one ever wants to talk about it. Everyone thinks it's like buying a gallon of milk. If I go buy a gallon of milk at Winn-Dixie, or if I go to Publix or I go to Wawa, pretty much it's about all the same. Right? It's government regulated, etc. Well, people think automobile repair and take, for example, air conditioning repair is all the same. It doesn't matter. It needs to be a price decision. Okay, if the guy down the street will do it for $100 and you're $240, clearly in the uninformed mind, you would think that the 240 guy is price gouging and the guy that's doing it for 130 is fair. Well, when you do your research, you'll find out that the guy that, I'm just using these numbers randomly, the 240 is actually doing it right. And the guy that's the 130 in my business would be the one that's not paying taxes, doesn't have workers' comp on to protect his employees, isn't doing sales tax correctly.
Right.
And he's
shirking
his duties as a business owner to offer you as a consumer some advantaged discounted pricing, which then many people think is a de facto standard. And that's would be what I would have to charge. Well, it's not the case. You're getting subpar work. You're getting work done by possible technicians that don't know exactly what they're doing correctly. And it could be all kinds of things. But price should not be the biggest determining factor. And where you take your vehicle, where you take it for an oil change, where you take it for repairs, where you take it to buy tires and brakes. There's much more to that vehicle than just how much is it? And we opened this conversation, right, with
Exactly.
many times customers don't know what to ask.
Yes.
Right? They have no idea what to ask,
Right.
but they ask that.
Well, because
society's trained us to do that.
Well,
It's what we do.
that is their only input.
That's all they know what to say.
Right.
Unless raising a flag, help me, my air conditioning doesn't blow cold.
Right.
Can you help me over there, Crown Car Care? We certainly can. We have 2 locations, one on Cove Road and one in Palm City. And if you go from the Cove Road to the Palm City exit through Monterey, you will be driving by the founder and leader of this radio hour that I am a guest host of. And I feel privileged and honored to be asked to be the guest host for Jon Campion of European Bath and Kitchen.
Yes.
And it's right by the big billboard sign.
Yes.
And he has his own billboard too. He puts funny sayings up.
He does. We have a special caller in our line. Go ahead, caller.
Oh, hi, it's Tamara.
Hey, Tamara. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. You got a joke of the day for me?
Well, I wanted to ask Todd if he's familiar with dual 55 air conditioning systems.
Dual 55.
Dual 55.
Yeah.
I think you stumped the chump.
Okay. When you roll down both of the windows and you go 55 miles an hour.
Dual 55. I grew up with that.
That's a nice system. I think we should start offering that as a cheaper alternative to doing an evacuate and recharge and a repair.
I like it.
Yeah. So I thought you'd like that joke.
Did you get a chance to hear any of the past, say, 10 or 15 minutes where you've been talking extensively about evacuate and recharge?
Yeah. But did you talk about the dye?
No, let's talk about the dye. One of the ways to find a leak in an air conditioning system is visual, right? Mm-hmm. You can see oil coming out where the leak would be, because I think I told you in the beginning there's oil in the system. So if oil's leaking out near a line, you might see that. Another way to determine it is dye. Dye is a tried and true, 100% effective way to find a leak. It finds small, slow leaks over time. It's a phosphorescent, ultraviolet dye that you use a special light on with glasses, and you can find the smallest, the minutest of leaks. And I will tell you that if you had to choose, and there's one other method too, there's an electronic leak detector, which uses a halogen sensor that analyzes the gas that's emitted into the atmosphere around a potential leak, and it will give you a sensitivity reading of how great the leak is or how not great the leak is. Problem with that is many times leaks are slow, and a lot of times they have to be under the right conditions to leak. Well, dye will catch that. And dye is usually, we buy dye suspended in the oil that we discussed. So by the sheer sake of putting the oil in, you're going to get dye in there, and then we can effectively find your leak in it. And that is so critical on what I was just talking about, the YF new standard Freon that's in all new cars now. You have no choice in the matter. It's very expensive. And I urge that if something's very expensive, you better handle it with care and find someone who knows what they're doing. And I'll tell you who knows what they're doing.
You do.
3 people do. Yeah. European Kitchen and Bath, number 1. And then number 2 is I've got 2 repair shops, one on Cove Road and one in Martin Highway in Palm City, and we can help you with any of your automobile or truck needs. Diesel's included.
Very good.
Does that help you, Tamara, on the dye?
Yeah, that explains it. Thank you.
Okay. May have been a few words. Yeah. It wasn't word salad, but it was long sentences. Yeah. Right. So
it's very good. Tamara, do you want to? This is something I've never done before. Let's see if I can do this. Do you want to see if you can toss it to Rocky and Bullwinkle? Just say, take it away, Rocky and Bullwinkle. Try it that way.
Take it away, Rocky and Bullwinkle.
And now...
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
Again?
Nothing up my sleeve. Presto!
Wrong hat.
I take a 7.5.
Now here's something we hope you'll really like.
Hey, Tamara. Hey, all right. Thanks for holding on. Do you want to stay with us? Oh, okay. All right, kiddo. Thanks a lot. All right, bye. For those of you following along, that's Duke Ellington, just in case you didn't know. Many of our listeners probably do know.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Yeah.
You're included in the knowledge list.
Has a swingy kind of sound to it, doesn't
It
it?
does, yeah. Yeah, so there you go. So if you like that music and you want to hear more just like that, come and see me on Friday.
Or if you can't go and you'll just drive, I bet you'll hear the music if you drive
You
by.
probably will.
Yeah.
If you got your boat, just park your boat outside of Flagler.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't have a boat.
Oh, that could be a problem. Yeah.
Well, we could get a canoe or something.
Yeah, there you go.
Canoe up there.
Yeah. Very nice.
That was sure fun to have that special guest,
Inez. Yeah.
Inez,
Mm-hmm.
from Stuart MainStreet.
Yes.
And it seems like they're doing all the right things.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Yeah,
They're
pushing
doing
a lot of the right buttons.
Yeah.
You know, it's all, a lot of it is community outreach, and this is a good opportunity to do that, to make the yourself available to the people, let people know who you are and what you're trying to do.
And you've been quite a bit involved in the painting and a lot of the work in this building where it's being held. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, you know.
You were intimately involved in painting.
Yes. Well, you know, we did hire people too, because, you know,
I've seen paintbrushes. You're in the paintbrushes. I saw.
I do a fair amount, but when was a big project, we bring in a big crew.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of rooms. There's a lot of cleanup, fix up that we've had to do over the past 4 years, but it
place is immaculate.
Yeah, it shows. It's
sure nice. There was a presentation that one of our guests or members did this morning, and you guys had that big screen. You got the audio visual. So if anyone's looking to rent a facility, that Flagler Center is a perfect place. And you would, who's the gal that's in charge of that?
Oh, that's Candace.
Candace, you would see Candace.
Well, yeah, or you get a hold of Stacy
Or Frank. You could get them into the right directions.
I will direct them to either Candace or Stacy.
Frank and I got together early this morning, and in fact, we went and bought orange juice.
Right.
Together.
We're a little bit short on OJ.
Yeah, so I did an OJ run at 6:30 this morning.
Right. But that's good.
It was perfect timing.
Yeah.
It worked out just well.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for doing that. That was great. And but it's a great opportunity again for you to see what all we do in downtown Stuart. And if you're new to the area, or if you're not new to the area and you've been there, there's a lot of times people come in there and they go, "Oh, I remember when it was the Stuart Rec Center, we used to play billiards."
Oh, those
in the Flagler room used to be a billiard room, and now it's the weddings are being performed.
In fact, one of the members of our business group was involved, did a restoration at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff did.
Right.
His company or organization was involved in quite a while ago. I mean, it wasn't yesterday. It was.
Well, they did a lot of the work at the Woodman Hall.
Yeah, that's it.
And he did a lot of work over at the Stuart Feed building.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's another interesting building, right? Mm-hmm. A couple doors down from you.
Right.
The Stuart Feed. I believe it's a museum that you can go visit.
It is.
I believe it's open during the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it's worth going.
It is indeed. It's fun.
I'll tell you a place that's worth going to. If you're driving down Monterey Road and you see a sign that says European Bath and Kitchen, and then there's a cemetery, then there's a big billboard, you need to go into that place called European Bath and Kitchen. They've got quite a selection, quite just go in there.
Yeah.
You can see how the toilets flush. They sell Toto toilets, Frank, that are the best of the best. They do it all. In fact, I own 2 of them. John sold them to me.
Nice.
Jon Campion of European Bath and Kitchen. He has another location, I believe, in Vero Beach. Is that correct, Frank?
That is correct.
He's got both Indian River County as well as Martin County covered for the high-end fixtures. And it's not just high-end, it's high quality.
Yeah.
And there's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Everything
breaks, but the better quality products do last longer.
Yes.
and they do give you much better use of service.
You know a little bit about that stuff too, don't you, Frank?
Yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Because I know, well, Jon has come in and done many presentations in our business group, and you at the time were there, and he would talk about the washers and the ceramic discs on the faucets, as well as the ability of the Toto toilet to non-stain, has a special finish, the tornadic action of the flush, quite a bit going for it. And he's got it going for him at his both locations because they sell this stuff. And many people today, when they're doing remodels, need somebody they can consult with to get ideas, to get the good stuff of what, they're envisioning and they're redoing, and whether it's a remodel or an addition. Go see Jon at European Bath and Kitchen.
Yes.
He will, he'll help you.
Yes.
In fact, his staff will help you. He's quite the guy in fact, their showroom on the inside is just beautiful, and it's fun to look at all the different fixtures. And if you walk around with one of the seasoned salespeople or people that help you there, they will be able to tell you a little bit about all the different brands, the trends, and the colors, and all that stuff is just information you need to know about, and they can help you at European Bath and Kitchen.
It's not a hard sell.
And he's got a big inventory.
Yes.
He's right next to a cemetery.
Yeah, it's very quiet neighbors.
It's a quiet neighbor. That's right. And he's been there for quite a while, Jon has.
Yeah.
I believe, 20-some years, 25, 26 years, something like
and
that.
Of course, he's the second generation.
Of course.
Yeah.
So he's got quite an inventory. He's got a huge warehouse with the back of the showroom that stocks all kinds of stuff. If you're looking for a Toto toilet today,
he might
I advise you to back your pickup truck to the warehouse, and he'll load it up.
He'll
for
hook you up.
He'll hook you right up.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And also recommend some good plumbers for you as well.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And he has a hope. He has at his fingertips experts in all aspects of what's involved in putting in a new sink, a new bath, a new toilet, and he can go and facilitate all this and help you and design with you and order with you, or if he has in stock with you, load it up. And Frank, I've seen you over there a few times. You help him a little bit. I know you've been over there, and he's got it. The place is pretty cool, isn't it?
It's very neat, and he's got all kinds of nice fixtures and cabinets now you can buy.
Oh, he sells cabinets over there.
Well, if you need like a box for the bathroom sink, and he's got all that, but it's better quality because no press board, And
in fact, I just looked at your shirt, Frank. It happens to be European Kitchen and Bath shirt. My goodness.
Look at that.
Fabulous. You're promoting it from within.
Yes.
And that tells me something, that it is a good organization.
Yeah.
And Jon is a great leader.
Oh, yeah.
He has lots of great ideas. In fact, this is the show that I'm on, is his show.
Yeah.
Leadership in Business. And what a perfect example of somebody in business that is a leader.
Yeah.
He's been around quite a while, second generation family, 2 great locations. I've never been to the Vero Beach. Have you?
I have.
You have?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, very nice building, nice, very well organized, just like this one.
Yes,
a little bit smaller.
Yes,
but very well appointed with all the accoutrements of what you want to expect on the inside. So very well done, and a very friendly staff.
And they have quite a different. They have many brands that they represent.
Yes.
In their business.
Yeah,
and
Frankie, and Hans Grohe.
Ooh,
yes,
those are some names. I know Toto.
And Toto, yes, Toto too.
Yes, that's a toilet. Do they sell bathtubs?
They sell bathtubs. They have wonderful bathtubs. They
Really?
They even have mirrors that you can buy, cabinet mirrors that have the anti-fog feature. So just like, on your dashboard, you want to have a rear window defogger. You have the same symbol. You push on your mirror, and the mirror in the bathroom no longer fogs.
When I was a kid, one of my friends, their family had a padded toilet seat. It was like cushion. Do you sell padded toilet seats there? I've always wanted one.
Oh yeah,
they're like cushy.
Oh yeah, that's from the 60s.
Do you remember the padded?
Sure,
squishy.
You have to take the way back room though.
Then there's
That's great.
Oh,
Oh, my
fabulous.
lordy. That is great.
It's a padded toilet seat.
Yes.
Gotta love it.
Oh, yeah.
I was just I get nervous about the foam on the inside. Over the test of time.
Woo! Some of those things migrate to where the outhouse is. But oh yeah, I've seen them in Michigan. We've had it all over there. Oh my lordy.
Oh goodness.
But yeah, but anyway, so you can go to their website at europeansync.com.
Yep.
And he's got an outstanding website, and they're going to be offering some new features on that website too coming up soon.
Oh,
where you can do online business.
Oh,
but you right now what you can do use their website as to create a wish list. So there's certain items that as you're scavenging through the website, you might find, oh, this looks interesting, or I'm interested in that. I don't know. Tell me more. You click on those things, and then somebody from the staff will contact you and give you all the straight information you need.
Yeah, the padded toilet seat.
Yes.
Some of that's John.
Well, we'll have to. Yes, we'll have to. Inquiring minds want to know at this point, right?
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
We missed John.
We
Hopefully
did.
he'll be back with us next week.
Yes.
And I won't be the special guest.
Well, we'll see. But we're hoping to get very soon. And I know he's spoken to his friend Greg Kelly.
Yeah, we have
we have a standing invite for you to come in to join.
Oh,
us.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
this will be the worldwide
distribution
center for this story, because this will be cutting edge, and this is like headline news around the world.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not, it really is quite a story.
Yes.
It's the Great Escape.
Yeah.
This guy was in a box that escaped out of Japan.
Yeah. And
There was a lot of deception. There was a lot of
intrigue.
Yes.
Yes. That going on. And there's money involved.
There's money.
Yes.
There's always money involved.
Yeah, corporate money.
Yes, sir.
So there you go. We got to go. Bye.
Great show.
All right. Bye.